What's going on, guys? Pegasus on the Wise. Guys, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you sub, make sure you hit the bell. Guys, I wanted to talk about a Fusion monster card that I've noticed hasn't got enough credit, and I wanted to give it some credit because it's a very, very strong card that isn't talked about enough, and that card is Predaplant Chimera Rafflesia. So let's look into it, shall we? The card specifically is a Predaplant monster that also takes a dark monster being fused together with 2,500 attack and 2,000 defense. It says once per turn you can target one monster on the field with a level less than or equal to this card's and banish it. When an attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's monster that's face up, you can make that opponent's monster lose 1,000 attack, and if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack. These changes last until the end of this turn. Once per turn during the standby phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there since the last standby phase, you can add one polymerization spell card or fusion spell card from your deck to your hand, except the fusion wave motion. Guys, I feel like this card is really interesting for one simple fact, and that is a more searchable copy of Fusion Destiny is very strong. Super polying into a board and then afterwards losing this card and then getting another super poly or another fusion spell that you may or may not be playing is something that I feel you should give a very strong consideration into playing, because that is a really powerful effect and not a lot of people are noticing. And all the boards that you're playing into with a super poly anyways, don't they end on a Verte Anaconda and a dark monster? Very interesting. Whether it's this hero, whether it's Dragoon, it's definitely something that you should look into. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you look into all of our content. We got content coming down the pipeline. But for now, let's get into the second part of this video. Very interestingly, another tech popped up over the weekend in one of the online tournaments, and that card is Judgment of the Pharaoh and two other cards that'll go along with it. But this card is very interesting because the cards that it enables being in the graveyard allow you to completely skip your opponent's turn. So let's talk about each and every one of these particular cards and how they all kind of work together. And we'll also got a video on Tri-Brigade Oath coming because I feel like it's really pertinent. And we've talked about it in the past before, but now that has its own kind of video that needs some time dedicated to it. Judgment of the Pharaoh says pay half your life points and select and activate one of the appropriate effects. If Yu-Gi-Oh! Friendship is in your graveyard until the end of this turn, your opponent cannot normal summon, set, flip, summon, or special summon a monster or monsters, or activate an effect monster's effect, period, during that turn. If Unity is in your graveyard until the end of your opponent's turn, negate the effects of all spell and trap cards on your opponent's side of the field, and your opponent cannot activate or set spell or trap cards. This is very similar to Featherstorm, but for spells and for traps, depending specifically on whichever card is inside of your graveyard, and they're not awful cards in your graveyard either, out of your graveyard either, I should say. I really do feel like this is really interesting, and I don't feel like it was necessarily tied to Virtual World. I feel like this is an interesting engine to at least take into account when going to build your deck, because if a tournament can call for it and you play a card like Foolish Goods, it's just something to consider, because being able to completely barrier wall somebody out of their turn is something you cannot sneeze at, because those type of effects are extraordinarily powerful. Let me know, guys, down in the comments what you think about it, and I'll make sure to see you next time. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'm out. Arrivederci. Pegasus out. There you go. What's going on, guys? Pegasus on the Wise, guys. We got Black Friday packs. These were $24 at Collector's Cash in Kansas City. So I'm just opening these packs real quick. $24 collection of terrible packs. Hopefully I pull a Baroness. We're gonna open them real quick. I'll start speeding through these real quick. I'm not gonna really go highlight any of the cards, but not bad cards to have. I could probably get the extra Speedroid stuff and all kind of shit in here. I was like, where? Like, don't tell me Baroness is rare. What?
We wish. We fucking wish.
Terraton, that's interesting. Floor Synchro. Hopefully I can pull this Baroness and sell it to somebody and make instant profit.
Instant.
What the hell is that? Necro Synchron, okay.
It's Floor Synchron's counterpart.
He's a dead plant that's a machine. That makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Thanks, Konami.
Thank you, Konami.
A dead plant machine. Okay. White Steed of the Floral Knights.
Trash.
We're gonna do turbo mode. We're gonna turbo through these packs. Shout out to the vibes in the background. Shout out to the vibe music in the background.
Oh shit, that's actually good. $17.
17? Okay, there's my money back. There's my money back.
Good card.
Clear wing.
That is a super.
Pull the super. Oh, I already know I can.
Totem bird.
Oh, they just put rares in there? That's gross.
Totem bird.
Can't have enough totem birds, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have this Lyra Lust deck by the time I'm done with this.
Final playing bird lollies.
Even though it's close to being the best deck, it's the second best deck. I can't give it the best deck. The Drytron does Drytron things. Drytron's the best deck. But that deck, I will say that deck can out Dark Ruler and Droplet, and that's broken. So definitely a nightmare.
It's also good going second deck.
Right. These cards are so bad. What are these cards, bro?
Got a level 2 reborn there.
Trash.
You know what? That Thunder King is beautiful in its own way. It is.
Necro Flurry.
That's probably like $2 in it.
I turned the one into a token.
Pennant of Revolution.
It does something with normal monsters.
I'll read it later. That card is broken. Speedroid stuff is broken. The token generator. Okay, so that's for that terrible side with nothing in it but a dead plant zombie machine looking thing.
And bird ball.
That
Third
terrible
most
card.
expensive card in the set.
What's that?
No, bird call.
Oh, yeah. I'm always reminded why I don't open that sealed product.
Buy the single. Oh shit. Should have been higher rarity.
Right.
Whew, printing.
Yeah, this pack is such a snooze, bro. Help me out here, man. Help me get there. I'm trying to speed. Oh, okay. As soon as I hand him a pack.
E-Telly.
Turbo E-Telly. The crackhead
Another
E-Telly.
E-Telly.
Commons over here.
You bullshit.
Shout out to Ant-Man 816. Go sub.
And he proceeds to pull floor.
Wrong fleur.
Actually, that one's good though.
It is good, but wrong fleur. I got you.
I mean, it's a flare.
That card is actually, people have been asking me for that for some reason.
It does something. Like every Yu-Gi-Oh card does something.
Another bad card.
Commons.
Liberty at last.
My favorite trash.
Liberty.
So it's really a jackpot if you hit Baroness, huh?
Yes. Hate that shit. Fourth one's always a synchro, and it's always a goddamn combo.
Alright, there's one more ultra. Who's gonna pull it?
Trash. Damn it! That's actually worth a little bit of money, but shit.
It's actually not that bad.
My bad. My
So
bad.
all in all, a terrible box.
Yes. This one's not bad at all.
Last pack. Can we at least get this man a ghost rare? Nope. Trash.
And that, kids, is why you don't buy sealed. But it was Black Friday.